Unlike other children, this woman was born different. But what was worse is that she was abandoned by her parents just because of how she was born. She was verbally abused and bullied by her own parents, who told her that she is useless. They told her that they regret having produced such a child. She always felt depressed about her appearance, but now she's grateful. Meet a mother whose life was always bitter since childhood. When you start counting your blessings, your whole life turns around. When life is sweet, say thank you and celebrate. When life is bitter, say thank you and grow. The unthankful heart discovers no mercies, but the thankful heart will find in every hour some heavenly blessings.
narabivukanye amaze kumenya ubwenge nisanga gutya.
I found myself with this disability. Parents said I was born this way. I cannot be able to walk. Whenever I asked parents more about my disorder, no one cared. They looked sad at me. In our family, I'm the only one who was born with this walking disorder. Others walk upright. I grew up in difficult conditions, and at some point, my parents never cared about me to the extent that they could buy my siblings clothes but leave me out. I could feel depressed and cry and wonder if they really were my parents, or maybe if I was adopted. They never gave me freedom to let me go where I wanted. All they wanted was to keep me locked inside. Dad used to always beat me for no reason, and I would ask God to let my dad at least beat me on some delicate parts that can just kill me instantly, so that I would at least die and go away from the suffering of this world. I've never been applause. He would just beat me for not finding me at home, yet I would have gone to fetch water or collect firewood. I would do every home activity.
hanyuma mbonye nkomeje kubaho nabi nkajya nibaza wakiyahura birananira.
After seeing myself living in a very difficult life, I was depressed and thought of committing suicide, but failed. I wondered how I can do it. Others use ropes and hang themselves, but I can't manage to stand and hang myself. Time came and I went in water, thinking water would take me. But I came back to my senses and thought this water might hurt me, yet I have no one to care about me. When I reached 15 years of age, I thought, why can't I get out of this home? I left home and went without any specific direction. And later that night, I met some girls who were orphans. They gave me shelter. Later, I met people who encouraged me and told me, God loves me. Whether you've just had another setback, chasing your dreams, been rejected by someone you care about, faced tragedy, or you're just feeling drained from the ups and downs of this journey we call life, remember that things turn around in an instant. And I got encouraged. Those people would give me everything, whether clothes, food, and so on. Later, family members came to see me. They wanted to take me back home, but I denied their proposal. I told them right now, I don't need them. When I needed them the most, at my young age, they never cared. So I told them I won't come along with them. But they resisted when they kept on insisting that I should come back home. I shifted from where I lived. All they wanted was that I should come back home and do some home activities like fetching, cooking, babysitting, when they have gone to do their daily work. It was like being their slave, of which I would not accept, because there was no any other good thing they would plan for me. They just regarded me as hopeless, helpless, and useless. They never thought I can do something. Lastly, I shifted to this town, a place where no one knew me and where I also did not know anyone. I had nowhere to sleep, but there was a girl who came and welcomed me. We shared the room But her only problem was that she was not saved, not born again. She was a drunkard, yet I was saved from all of that. After receiving Jesus, that's when I realized I'm also a person. I realized I'm a child of God. Because I would take time reading scriptures, so I had got self-acceptance. Reaching in Kigali City, I found there are some people who have more disability than what I had. From that day, I never again had the ungrateful thought of my physical appearance. I never worried again about myself. I could meet people without limbs. I learned to be grateful. I never thought anyone can accept to be by my side because my own parents had abandoned me, both my father and mother. No one felt sympathy for me. None of them ever cared for me. None of them I approached and they felt proud of me. They never felt proud of me. They told me that they would just feel embarrassed because they produced me. They would feel shame having me as their child. When I told Dad that I want to go to school, he replied that, "What can school help such a disabled person like you?" He could add that my school attendance would just be a wastage of time. They bullied me so much that they called me an animal, a monster, and so on. Dad would beat me just because I'm having fun with other children, just that we're playing outside, and I would be punished for that. That night I had to go and sleep outside in the bush. I was afraid that Dad would keep on beating me. After all that, I thought about it and decision was to go and leave them alone. As long as they were not good parents one can never want to have. But whenever I slept, I have always had good dreams showing me that one day I will make it and have a better life. I might be prosperous ahead. I thought God will give me more than what my own parents never gave me. Time came and I visited back the family, and they asked me to come back home, but it was too late for them. They welcomed me because they saw me looking good and quite smart, but I would not dare do that mistake. As days passed, my dad called me and apologized. He said to me that he was sorry for all what he did to me. He apologized and I forgave him. Though he was a bad parent, but he's still a parent. The remaining history here, I was wondering if I will ever produce a child. I could not see that happening. I doubted about my appearance and thought that as long as I don't stand upright, I might never be able to conceive. And I had a prayer request asking God to let me get a husband, then produce a boy. God blessed me with a person who loved me the most, and we ended up falling in love, then got married. Later, we produced that boy here. Later on, I was lucky to have other children. This boosted my confidence, and I had full self-acceptance. From there, I realized that I'm also a person like anyone else. Now I have children who are doing well. They even help me in different activities here at home that I cannot manage because of my disability, so I'm grateful for that. My dad was happy when I showed him my firstborn, and he was like, wow. And he once again apologized. He admitted that he was wrong. He said he never thought that I would be helpful in life. I always thought you were useless, but now I can see my first grandchild. Please forgive me. And of course I had to forgive him. Later, the husband abandoned me. He was told a lot of words and a lot of criticism from people blaming him to have accepted me and made me his wife. He was not proud of me and he decided to go and leave me struggling with his children. He went on to marry someone else, but sometimes he comes and visits his children, then goes back. I have to fulfill all the responsibility of parents alone. I've got no job right now. I tried being an airtime agent and doing some small businesses, but fell in losses all because I had no enough capital to invest. Life right now is very difficult. for me and my kids, as a family who have no father, yet I don't also work. It's hard for you to understand our situation. Affording to get school fees for my children is one of the challenges I face. One of the toughest challenges I always face is paying rent. For sure, I struggle with paying rent. Next is living an unemployed life, yet I have a head that functions well. Though I have no legs, but my mind functions accurately. So if I can get enough money, I can establish a business and solve that. The last request is the school fees. Concentrate on counting your blessings and you have little time to count anything else. An early morning walk is a blessing for the whole day. Blessed are those who see beautiful things in humble places where other people see nothing. What seems to us bitter trials are often blessings in disguise. But if we are wise and fortunate, we have the courage and support to tread the hallowed ground again and again. The loss will begin to lose its controlling power. Doing nothing for others is the undoing of ourselves. Let's support this family as much as we can. I'm Elijah. Thank you for watching. This is Afrimax English. Remember to subscribe.